Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel again. In the last lecture, we learned about length-tension relationship graph and its application. Today, we'll be seeing what is force-velocity relationship curve and its application. So, this is the graph representing the force-velocity relationship during concentric contraction, eccentric contraction and isometric contraction. So, let's have a look. On x-axis, we have taken velocity. On y-axis, we have taken force. So, what is happening during shortening and what is happening during lengthening of a muscle, we'll be seeing that. So, let's take an example of concentric contraction first. It says whenever muscle is going into the shortened position with the weight, then force is inversely proportional to the velocity of contraction in the muscle. Let's take an example. If you are lifting a higher weight, then the velocity of contraction in the muscle will be less. And if you do opposite, if you train your muscle with a lower weight, then the velocity of contraction will be higher. So, and on the other hand, if you look at the isometric contraction, here you can see the velocity is 0 because the joint is in its fixed position. It is not moving at all. So, velocity of contraction here in isometric contraction will be 0. So, let us see what is happening during eccentric contraction. As you already know, eccentric contraction means lengthening of a muscle. So here your force is directly proportional to the velocity of contraction in the muscle. So whenever you are training your muscle with a higher weight, the velocity of contraction will be more. And if you are training your muscle with a lower weight, the velocity of contraction will be low. So let's have a look at this with the help of an example, and so that you can better understand this graph. So let us talk about concentric contraction first. According to the graph, it says force and velocity of contraction, they are inversely proportional to each other. Let us see how. So if we are going to hold a higher weight during concentric contraction, the velocity of contraction is going to be slow. But on the other hand, if I am going to hold a lighter weight, the velocity of contraction is going to be faster, like this. And during isometric contraction, as you can see, joint is fixed at certain angle, so velocity of contraction will be 0. So let us talk about eccentric contraction now. During eccentric contraction, muscle is going to be lengthened. So if you are going to hold a higher weight, force is directly proportional to the velocity of contraction. Hence, the velocity will be faster, like this. But if I am going to hold a lighter weight, velocity of contraction will be slower. This is the meaning of force velocity curve. So you have seen how force and velocity are different in eccentric and concentric contraction. So this becomes a very important component in our clinical practice and in the planning of our exercises. So whenever we are training the patient, so it is very important to plan the speed of movement, to plan the weight with which you are going to train the patient, to plan the range at which you are going to train the patient. So hence plan your exercises accordingly during eccentric and concentric contraction after learning from it. So we have seen how tension in a muscle is depending on length of a muscle and the velocity of a contraction and the weight you are training your muscle with. There are few more factors which are responsible for the tension developed in the muscle. Let's talk about them. So basically these are the factors you can see on the screen. If you can increase the tension in the muscle by increasing the frequency of firing of motor unit, or you can recruit more motor unit with large number of fibers, and you can take another way, that is a greater number of cross bridges will be formed, so greater tension will be developed in your muscle. And muscle with a large physiologic cross section produces more tension, so you can use this also. and we already understood that tension increases as the velocity of active shortening decreases and as the velocity of active lengthening increases. So I hope you have a good understanding of length tension relationship and force velocity relationship now. If you have any questions, you can leave in comment section. If you like my video, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you soon.